Hey guys, second time trying to record this video because I went into a rant of Steve Dogny Hooper potions when I got into myself that I was ranting and just going. I was like a 30-minute video and I'm this is not gonna be the video that I'm gonna post because this is a mess. So Barb and Isabella from the fund made another video about bookish struggles, this time entitled Are You a Book Snob? And they were talking about if we ever read a book, saw a movie, or looked at a piece of art because we feel that we had to feel like it was we wanted people to think that we are that type of person. Now, first thing that popped to mind was movies and not books, because I did watch Star Wars almost when Disney got the rights to it. My friend that loves Star Wars wanted to go watch the first movie that Disney made about it, and she wanted me to come with her. I hadn't watched any of the 6. So I made a marathon, and while I was knitting her a Ravenclaw scarf, I was watching the movies. I watched 5. I couldn't watch the 6. That it's not the 6, it's the 3rd, because it's like the last on the second trilogy that is like the first 3. You guys know it's Star Wars. I hate it. And then I went to watch the movie on cinema. I hated it. But when the second came on, I was still feeling that I should go watch it. I was like, I had a conversation with myself. I'm like, are you stupid? Are you gonna do that to yourself? No, we are not gonna do this to ourselves. Now, funny enough, at this point when it comes to books, me, myself, and I, me and my all other personalities, because clearly there is not just one person living up here. I'm kidding. Or am I? At this point, I want to read everything. I want to try everything. There is genres or topics on books that I'm less attracted, like spies or war, especially like war if it's like First or Second World War. War on the 20th century and forward. If it's on swords and horses, I'm okay with it. I love it. If it starts getting fancy, I have to take my time with it. Now I really want to try everything, to be honest. I want to try every book, but certain topics, like I said, I need to be on the mood and I need to be like open to try it again. There is authors that I have completely put off. There's just one, to be honest, just Stephen King. I'm sorry again for everyone that loves him. I cannot stand the books, not for me. But yeah. But when I was a teenager, that's when I felt more pressure to read things just so people know that I have read them. Because let's be honest, we all want to feel included. We all want to be on the smart group. Especially if you like books, you want to be on the smart group, you want to be included, you want to talk about it with other books, and at that time, it was Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and Time of the Wheel with me. I have a particularity that when I don't want to read something, or if I don't want to do something, and yes, I say no, and you keep insisting, I am gonna plant my booty on that chair and I'm not gonna leave. I won't do it. I will not do it. I am that type of person. The more you insist, the less I will be inclined to do it. So that made me put those books off for so many times that I haven't yet finished reading Harry Potter because I think it's I think it's really one of those topics, one of those genres that I'm like, I will read it, but I have already read Lord of the Rings and I love it. I completely love it. I don't like Gandalf or Frodo. I have special names that I call them that I'm not gonna call them here because I want to keep my 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 channel kind of PG. But I really love the books in general. And yeah, I started a lot Wheel of Time. Not my favorite, but I will continue it at some point because that really needs to be. We need decent lubrication to go there. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's the best term to say it because those books have problems and they are big, but I don't want to DNF everything at the moment. But I did at the beginning fall on that trap, let's say it, of reading something just to say, hey, I read this. When I started my book channel, I was trying to read. I think I never talked about it on the channel because it didn't feel right, but I was reading some books because it had XYZ representation and I wanted to do a couple of videos about it, and then I wasn't enjoying them. The problem was not the representation, it was just the books. I didn't enjoy them, to be honest. And it was getting me on. There is a cat snoring. There is always happening something with a cat. And here, I don't know if you can hear it. I think you can't. So you will be able. A second. I think she can breathe now, so she probably won't start snoring like that again. What was I gonna say? Oh, books with certain representations that I was forcing myself to read because they were being talked about, and I wanted to be like, I have read this too. Look at me, I am so well read also, and so open, and look at my badges of honor. That's why I never did the videos. I don't think I've talked about those particular books anywhere because I was reading them and I was like, I don't feel good about this. I'm doing a disservice for the books, for the authors, probably for the people that liked it. I'm just not gonna do this. And that's a thing that I feel like it's not addressed when it comes to wanting to read something for others to see, and it's representation. Because there is lots of pressure on booktube. Part of me does not understand this. Part of me does, but part of me doesn't. There's lots of pressure to read books with representation. Again, that's when I start my rant on the other one, and I'm gonna try not to. I think that it's amazing that there are so many books with different diverse characters in it and by diverse authors and all of that. Do I think that you have to read a book because of who the author is bonking, or the color of the author, or the color of the characters, or if the character has X, Y, and Z? No. You have to read the book because it appeals to you, the plot, the description, the synopsis appeals to you. Now, if you do want to read books with characters with some things, because it with some disabilities or some with other sexualities, other genders, all of that, because you enjoy reading those things, do it. Do not do it because other people are doing it. Do it because you enjoyed it. Don't go on that trap of reading it because it feels you have to. I said on the beginning of the year that I'm not gonna be reading any book, or that's not how the best way to phrase it. I'm not gonna read a book because X, Y, or Z representation. I'm not gonna participate in things that force you to read books with X, Y, and Z representation. And January has passed. I read 90 books. I think that it's a fairly sizable sample of books. And without looking for it, I have read books with different types of characters, with different characters of different colors, with characters on the spectrum, characters with several different mental problems or psychological problems, or I do not know what is the best term or the correct term to use here. Characters with different sexualities or genders. There were representation. Those characters were represented. There's even one character that is on one of the manga that I'm reading now that can be viewed as a gender fluid character, and I have read that. I'm rereading those. And only now I'm noticing that can be, but that's a very old manga. That's some really old manga. It's not new. It's not made now when all of these books are coming out. So, what I mean by this is, yeah, I have also felt on that trap when on BookTube, but it wasn't like on the classics or on like the literary. It was on the representation part of wanting people to think that I am open and very well read when it comes to that, but then I wasn't enjoying myself, so yeah, I stopped. And I think that there is a little bit of a stigma of admitting that maybe people are reading certain books because of the pressure of reading books with X, Y, and Z representation, that maybe they don't like it, because there is lots of books that have spun like from the air, from complete nothingness, to answer to social and political times, that I do not believe that all of those books will be all good. I do think that lots of them are important, probably lots of them, not lots, come on, just 20%, because there were lots of books. But I do think that they are important books. I think that they are well-written books that have spawned because of political and social times. Some of them feel so generic, and I feel like I have to read them just to say that I read them, because I'm so open, and I'm not doing that. And I think that people don't want to need to do that. That's what I was going for with this. I think I also said this on another video that I made when talking about pressures of being a booktube, and that's one of the things that I kept saying on that video, was like, read what you like and show us why you like, and just go with it. Don't feel pressure to read any type of book because other people are reading, because social times, because you want to look smarter, you want to fit in, because at the end of the day, I think we all do this because we want to fit in. We want to be accepted and be in the smart group and the open group and the acceptable. We want to be on that group with the popular people. That's basically what we want at the end of the day. But just read what you like and talk about those books that you like, because I think that's where the magic is, when people go like, I have read this and I love it and I need to talk with you all about this. That's where the magic of BookTube is, I think. Not on being like, I've read this because I want to be accepted. Read what you like. I say by the 20 time that with I don't know how to say 20 and a 0. 20th? Let's not think about that because I'm missing that word. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. But Barb on the front and Isabella did some very nice points too. Made me giggle a lot of times. Gotta say, me, lots of giggles. And yeah, that's all about for now. Not a 30-minute rant. Yay! Bye guys.